The ocean covers the majority of our planet's surface, yet humans are not well suited to exploring its deep, dark abyss. The deeper we venture, the higher the pressure becomes, making it an incredibly hostile environment. But what truly makes the deep sea terrifying isn't just the crushing pressure or the fear of drowning. It's the creatures lurking in the shadows, straight out of nightmares. From the bizarre flying Gerard to a recent mind-boggling discovery by scientists, here are the 15 weirdest creatures ever found in the deep sea. Number 15. Flying Gerard. With its bizarre wing-like fins and peculiar walking motion, the flying Gerard is truly one of the oddest fish in the Earth's oceans. This bottom-dwelling fish stands out immediately thanks to its disproportionately large pectoral fins, which can spread nearly as wide as the fish is long. When threatened, the flying Gerard flashes these vibrantly colored wings to startle predators. Yet, despite its name and wing-like fins, the flying Gerard cannot actually fly. Instead, this unusual fish uses its wing-like pectoral fins, along with 2 specialized pelvic fins, to literally walk along the seafloor. It alternates movements between its pelvic and pectoral fins to scuttle across the ocean bottom like a strange 4-legged creature, probing the sand and rocks for crustaceans, worms, and small fish. The flying Gerard also has finger-like fin rays at the front of its huge pectoral fins, allowing it to grasp food and track prey hidden in the seabed. Adding to its strange appearance, the flying Gerard has a large helmet-shaped head covered in thick armored plates. Its eyes are enormous compared to its small frog-like mouth. Though typically a mottled brown or greenish color, the flying Gerard can flash dazzling neon blue tones across its fins and body when stressed or excited. Some other oddities of this bizarre bottom dweller. Its swim bladder can make grunting sounds, it has razor-sharp scaled plates along its body, and it will sometimes boldly turn to ram divers with its armored head. With so many quirky adaptations and behaviors, the flying Gerard certainly ranks as one of the most uniquely constructed and weirdest fish cruising Earth's seas. Number 14. Triggerfish. With its funky face and fierce attitude, the triggerfish is one of the oddest fish in the sea. This tropical reef dweller gets its name from its unique dorsal fins that can lock into place like a trigger. When feeling threatened, the triggerfish wedges itself into a tight space, erects its first spine, and locks it upright using its smaller second spine. This makes the fish nearly impossible to dislodge from its hiding spot. The triggerfish has a strange oval-shaped body that looks like it's been squished. Its eyes sit high on its head like bug eyes. When you look inside its tiny mouth, you'll find crushing molars in the throat and spiky teeth out front that can tear apart shelled creatures. Using its powerful jaws, the triggerfish cracks open sea urchins, crabs, and shellfish. It even blasts jets of water to flip over sand dollars and expose their softer undersides. While the triggerfish spends its time crunching and munching on the seafloor, it moves in a bizarre fashion, using only its top and bottom fins to swim. It flaps its fins like wings, allowing it to cruise along or even hover in place. The triggerfish is a slow swimmer, so when in danger, it makes a quick getaway by whipping its tail. Things get really weird when triggerfish start breeding. The male establishes a territory and builds a sandy nest, then entices females to lay their eggs inside. While guarding the eggs, the parents change color, with the female flashing an intense black and white pattern. The male patrols the area aggressively, even attacking divers who get too close. Number 13. Narwhal. The narwhal resembles a sea unicorn straight out of a fairy tale, with its long, spiraling tusk sticking out of its head. Of all the marine mammals in the ocean, the narwhal has one of the most bizarre physical features. That long tusk growing out of the front of its face is actually a giant canine tooth. I'm not talking little chipmunk teeth here either. I'm talking a full-on tusk up to 10 feet long. Male narwhals only have one tusk, which grows counterclockwise from their upper left lip. The tusk has over 10 million nerve endings, and the males use it to tap and stun small fish, making them easier to catch and eat. Some say they also use the tusks to battle other males for breeding rights. Either way, having a giant tooth spiral out of your face is not exactly normal behavior for an animal. Narwhals can completely change color over their lifespan. They go from bluish-gray when born to blue-black as juveniles, then as adults they turn mottled gray, and finally almost all white when they get old. These whales also hold the record for the longest mammal dive, plunging over a mile deep and staying submerged for 25 minutes. They use these epic dives to hunt fish and squid under the sea ice, where they live year-round in the freezing Arctic. Narwhals spend several months each year trapped under solid sea ice, surviving by finding small cracks to sneak a breath. If that's not resourceful and weird, I don't know what is. Number 12. Pacu. The Pacu fish seems to have visited the same orthodontist as humans, with its rows of flat, blunt teeth. The Pacu's human-like chompers actually help it crack into fruits, nuts, and seeds which make up most of its diet. Unlike its infamous piranha cousins, the Pacu is mostly vegetarian. Its distinctive teeth grind and mash plant material, and instead of slicing through flesh, though Pacus do occasionally snack on shrimp, fish, and insects to supplement their fruity fare. Pacus certainly resemble piranhas upon first glance, with their silver, flattened bodies and undershot jaws. But Pacus lack the razor-sharp fangs and voracious appetites of their meat-loving kin. In fact, Pacu teeth are more squared off and flat, almost alarmingly humanoid in shape. They can get alarmingly huge as well. Pacus grow rapidly, ballooning up to 3 feet long and weighing over 50 pounds. Number 11. Halats Massie jellyfish. With its burst of colorful tentacles and unique bell shape, the Halats Massie jellyfish looks like an underwater firework display. This rare deep-sea creature was first discovered in 1909, yet we still know little about it even today. Sighting this exotic jellyfish is a special treat that leaves scientists amazed. This jellyfish inhabits lightless depths up to 5,000 feet down. Since it dwells in perpetual darkness, the jelly's body is transparent and colorless. Without the lights of an underwater vessel, the Halats Massie is virtually invisible. When illuminated, this jellyfish transforms into a psychedelic light show. Its wispy tentacles flare outward in vibrant hues of purple, pink, orange, and gold. This burst of color results from microscopic structures and pigments inside the jellyfish. The effect mimics an aerial fireworks display, hence its nickname, firework jellyfish. Another odd feature is the jelly's delicate flower-like bell. This unique anatomy helps it float gently in the crushing pressure of the deep sea. While the firework jellyfish appears fragile, it can deliver a potent sting with its trailing tentacles. Number 10. Jawfish. With its oversized mouth and beady eyes, the jawfish is one of the oddest-looking creatures in Earth's oceans. This tiny fish builds itself a sandy burrow on the seafloor and hardly ever leaves its home, spending most of its time with just its bizarre face poking out. The jawfish gets its name from its most prominent feature, its huge mouth and powerful jaws, adapted for digging. These jaws are not just for show. They enable the jawfish to meticulously craft its burrow by moving pebbles and sand into a secure formation. The burrow is crucial for protection, acting as a safe haven against predators like larger fish and octopuses. The jawfish often reinforces its burrow with materials like shells and small rocks to ensure its home remains stable, even in strong currents. While it spends most of its time in the burrow, the jawfish's keen observational skills allow it to quickly spot potential threats or passing prey. The fish's diet primarily consists of plankton and small crustaceans, which it grabs while darting briefly out of its shelter. Despite its small size, the jawfish has a surprisingly bold personality, showing no hesitation in defending its burrow against intruders many times its size. Things get even weirder when it's time for the jawfish to reproduce. The male's mouth becomes a nursery, incubating the eggs until they hatch. He stuffs the fertilized eggs inside his jaws, occasionally spitting them out and sucking them back in again to aerate them. For more than a week, the male swims around with a mouthful of eggs, unable to eat until they finally hatch. The jawfish is fiercely protective of its burrow, aggressively chasing away any fish that dares to come near. It will spit jets of sand from its mouth at trespassing fish. With its obsessive digging, egg-incubating jaws, and bad temper when neighbors drop by uninvited, the jawfish is an eccentric recluse, shaped by its evolutionary need to constantly tend to its underground lair. Now it's time for today's topic. A fisherman from a small coastal village made an extraordinary discovery that has baffled scientists worldwide. While pulling in his net during an early morning outing, he caught a bizarre sea creature unlike anything ever seen. Initially resembling a large, translucent fish, the creature began to change its form right before his eyes. Inspired by the mimic octopus, this creature appears to have the incredible ability to alter its body shape, texture, and even color to resemble other marine animals, rocks, or even discarded human-made objects. Locals have already nicknamed it the ocean's chameleon. Scientists believe this adaptive ability may be an evolutionary response to evade predators or ambush prey. Photos of the creature have gone viral, showing it transform from a harmless-looking jellyfish-like form into what resembled a predatory sea snake. Marine biologists are calling it a groundbreaking find, with some speculating that it might belong to an undiscovered branch of cephalopods. While the creature was safely released back into the ocean, researchers are now scouring the area, hoping to learn more about this extraordinary species. Could this shapeshifter reveal hidden secrets about marine evolution? For now, the creature remains one of the ocean's most fascinating mysteries. Number 9. Mimic octopus. Have you heard of the amazing mimic octopus, one of the strangest sea creatures ever discovered? This fascinating cephalopod has some truly bizarre abilities that make it a master of disguise. The mimic octopus was first discovered in 1998 off the coast of Indonesia. It grows to around 2 feet long, with a brown and white striped body. But what makes it so extraordinary is its ability to impersonate multiple other sea animals, up to 15 different species. Picture this. The octopus is swimming across the seafloor, looking for prey. Suddenly, a deadly lionfish approaches, hungry for an octopus snack. In the blink of an eye, the octopus shapeshifts, spreading its arms wide and mimicking the appearance and movements of the toxic lionfish. The would-be predator backs off, fooled into thinking the octopus is something dangerous. But wait, now a sea snake is circling, threatening the octopus. No problem. It instantly transforms again, tucking its body into a crevice with just 2 striped arms sticking out, undulating like a snake. The snake gets tricked too and swims away. The clever octopus can also impersonate soulfish, jellyfish, anemones, and more. It seems to be able to discern which animal will scare off the current threat and quickly morph itself both visually and behaviorally. What an extraordinary talent. Scientists think this dynamic mimicry helps the octopus survive in open sandy areas where it lacks hiding places. By pretending to be toxic creatures, it avoids becoming an easy meal. Number 8. Monkfish. The monkfish looks like it was plucked from the set of a futuristic horror film, with its wide, gaping maw and bulging eyes perched atop its rounded forehead. This bottom-dwelling creature, also known as the sea devil, lurks on the ocean floor, waiting to ambush unsuspecting prey. When you first lay eyes on a monkfish, its incredibly bizarre appearance will make your jaw drop. The monkfish has a huge head that's flat like a pancake and appears much too large for its body. Its eyes sit on top of its head like satellite dishes, allowing it to spot prey swimming above while it lays camouflaged on the ocean floor. Adding to its arsenal, the monkfish is equipped with sensory organs that can detect the faintest vibrations, giving it an edge in locating prey in murky waters. This stealthy predator spends most of its time motionless, conserving energy until the perfect moment to strike. Its ambush strategy is so effective that it often catches prey unaware, leaving little chance of escape. Monkfish are not picky eaters, feasting on a variety of sea creatures, including fish, crustaceans, and even small seabirds that wander too close. Despite their menacing appearance, monkfish are highly valued in culinary circles, with their meat often compared to lobster in texture and flavor. The monkfish's mouth takes up most of its entire face, filled with long, sharp teeth poised to snatch up anything that swims too close. While the monkfish itself may look like something from the depths of nightmares, it has a very useful adaptation to help it catch prey. A long, modified fin on top of its head acts as a fishing pole, complete with a lure on the end. The monkfish can wiggle this fishing rod back and forth, tempting unlucky fish that mistake it for food. When they get close enough, the monkfish strikes with lightning speed, opening its giant mouth and inhaling the prey whole. The monkfish is more than just a pile of odd traits piled together. It's also a master of disguise. It can change its skin color to match its surroundings on the ocean bottom, rendering it practically invisible. Number 7. Box jellyfish. The box jellyfish is one of the strangest and most dangerous marine organisms, due to its cube-shaped bell and long, trailing tentacles. This nearly invisible marine animal will glide stealthily through tropical waters, its translucent body pulsating as it jets up to 4 knots through the sea. Lurking beneath the surface are clusters of eyes, peering in all directions like some mystical crystal ball. But the box jellyfish is no mere fortune teller. It's a ruthless hunter, actively chasing down fish and shrimp to ensnare with its 15 whip-like tentacles, each lined with thousands of tiny harpoons. Unlike other jellyfish that passively drift with the currents, the box jellyfish has remarkable control over its movements, allowing it to actively pursue prey. Its advanced nervous system, unusual for a jellyfish, enables it to respond rapidly to stimuli and adjust its course with precision. Some researchers believe the box jellyfish's extraordinary venom is not only a weapon but also a way to quickly immobilize prey, preventing damage to its delicate tentacles during the hunt. Despite its lethal reputation, the box jellyfish is an important predator in its ecosystem, helping to regulate populations of smaller marine creatures like shrimp and small fish. Get stung by one of these jellyfish, and you'll be in for some serious pain. The box jellyfish delivers an intensely painful and sometimes lethal sting. Its potent venom attacks the heart, nervous system, and skin cells all at once, causing excruciating pain, paralysis, and rapid death in some cases. Not all 50-odd species are deadly to humans, but beware the Australian box jellyfish, whose sting can kill an adult in just 2 minutes. This jellyfish has left over 60 bathers dead in Australia alone since 1883. Yet, for all its danger, the killer box jellyfish is a fragile invertebrate, living just a year at most. Its delicate body requires the most advanced adaptations to hunt successfully, including complex eyes to navigate the waters and venom to subdue prey larger than itself. Truly, this cube-shaped killer punches far above its weight class, making it one of the ocean's craftiest and freakiest denizens. Number 6. Japanese spider crab. With its spindly, spider-like legs spanning over 12 feet, the Japanese spider crab looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. This colossal creature of the deep certainly earns its place as one of the strangest sea animals on Earth. Lurking in the dark depths between 160 to 2,000 feet below the surface, these ominous-looking crustaceans are actually gentle giants. Despite their intimidating appearance, their massive brown body is toughened with armor, and their legs are outfitted with spiky tips, perfect for gripping onto the craggy ocean floor. Their long legs also make them excellent scavengers, enabling them to reach food in hard-to-access places that smaller creatures can't. They primarily feed on dead fish, algae, and small invertebrates, playing a crucial role in cleaning the ocean floor. During mating season, males become more aggressive, using their long legs in combat to fend off rivals and win over potential mates. Scientists have also observed that their size and strength make them valuable prey for larger predators, such as octopuses and large fish, despite their armored defenses. Interestingly, the Japanese spider crab's slow movements and careful steps are a testament to its survival strategy, conserving energy in an environment where food can be scarce. While many sea creatures have a short lifespan, the Japanese spider crab can live for a century, making it the longest-living crab species ever discovered. Over this immense lifetime, these crabs just keep growing and growing. Their body stops enlarging once they become an adult, but their spindly legs continue to lengthen year after year. One of the most fascinating facts about these alien-like animals is their ability to regrow lost limbs. If a leg gets ripped off by a predator or snagged in a net, the Japanese spider crab can simply regenerate a replacement the next time it molts its tough outer shell. The Japanese spider crab has another trick up its sleeve, too. By adorning its shell with sponges, anemones, and other marine creatures, it can camouflage itself against predators lurking in the murky depths. Number 5. Spanish dancer. With its slimy body and writhing movements, the Spanish dancer sea slug is one bizarre beast. This giant nudibranch lives in tropical waters across the globe, growing up to a whopping 2 feet long. The Spanish dancer's claim to fame comes from its unique form of locomotion. While most slugs slowly inch along, this sea slug swims by flapping its mantle like the skirt of a flamenco dancer. Its soft body ripples and waves as it propels itself gracefully through the water. This hypnotic swimming has earned it the nickname Spanish dancer. Adding to its mystique is its stunning coloration, which ranges from deep crimson to bright orange, helping it blend with vibrant coral reefs. Scientists believe this vivid appearance serves as both a warning to predators and a way to attract potential mates during its nighttime outings. Despite its seemingly delicate form, the Spanish dancer's body is surprisingly resilient, able to withstand strong currents and evade larger predators. Recent research has shown that this species plays a crucial role in maintaining reef health by controlling sponge populations. Adding to its strangeness is the Spanish dancer's habitat. It only emerges from its hiding spot at night to go hunting. This nocturnal behavior means divers are more likely to encounter it on night dives, when it leaves the safety of the reef to feed. While it keeps odd hours, the Spanish dancer has a healthy appetite. It uses its rhinophores, sensing organs on its head, to hunt down its favorite meal, toxic sponges. Unfazed by the sponge's chemical defenses, the Spanish dancer concentrates these toxins in its own tissues. So, don't even think about taking a bite out of this sea slug. The Spanish dancer needs these borrowed toxins to defend its bright red eggs. It lays its millions of eggs in corkscrew-shaped ribbons, which would stand out against the reef if they weren't laced with repellent chemicals. An animal as unique as those in this video, if not more, is the punk turtle, with only 100 specimens left alive worldwide. The vaquita is in an even more dire situation, with just 7 remaining. Both are on the brink of extinction. Number 4. Frogfish. The shaggy frogfish, with its bulging eyes, saggy skin, and ability to walk along the seafloor, looks like it was plucked from a children's book. This odd fish has large, bulging eyes and loose, fleshy skin, making it look like a frog that's been overfed. But don't let its comical appearance fool you. The frogfish is a formidable predator with a voracious appetite. The frogfish's body is covered in ragged skin flaps and tufts of hair-like fibers that help it blend into its surroundings. This allows the ambush predator to lie in wait, completely camouflaged, until an unsuspecting fish happens to swim by. Adding to its disguise, the frogfish can change its color over time to better match its environment, from coral reefs to rocky seafloors. It even mimics the movement of algae or sponges swaying with the current to appear more natural. Frogfish are equipped with a modified dorsal fin called an elysium, which acts as a lure to attract prey directly into its strike zone. The lure can resemble a worm or shrimp, enticing curious fish to approach. Once the prey is within range, the frogfish's lightning-fast strike occurs in just 6 milliseconds, one of the fastest feeding mechanisms in the animal kingdom. This hunting efficiency makes the frogfish a top predator in its habitat, despite its sedentary lifestyle. Then, in the blink of an eye, the frogfish opens its giant mouth and sucks its prey in with a powerful inhale. Its mouth can stretch to 12 times its original size, thanks to its slack jaw and skin that expands like an elastic band. Anything that fits in its mouth becomes a meal: fish, shrimp, crabs, you name it. Another quirky feature of the frogfish is its leg-like fins, which allow it to walk along the seafloor rather than swimming like most fish. It propels itself by alternating movements of its fins, taking steps like a four-legged creature across the ocean bottom. This gives the frogfish access to shallow areas that most fish can't reach. Adding to its animated appearance are its independently rotating eyes, which allow it to see in multiple directions at once. The frogfish is always on high alert, keeping watch for its next victim. Number 3. Ocean sunfish. With its strange, flattened body and truncated tail, the ocean sunfish looks like no other fish in the sea. Native to tropical and temperate waters worldwide, the ocean sunfish is the heaviest known bony fish on Earth. These giants can reach up to 14 feet vertically and 10 feet horizontally and weigh nearly a whopping 5,000 pounds. Their odd, bullet-like shape comes from the fact that the back fin sunfish are born with never grows. Instead, it folds into itself as the fish mature, leaving just a clunky rudder called a clavis. Despite their massive size, ocean sunfish are surprisingly docile and pose no threat to humans, often allowing divers to approach them closely. Observations have shown that they rely on cleaner fish to help remove parasites, often visiting cleaning stations in coral reefs. Sunfish are also known to travel long distances, with some tagged individuals covering thousands of miles in a year, possibly following jellyfish blooms. This extensive movement highlights their ecological importance in controlling jellyfish populations, which can overrun ecosystems if left unchecked. If their bizarre body wasn't weird enough, ocean sunfish take quirky to a whole new level with their strange behaviors. These fish love to bask in the sun, sunbathing at the surface for up to half a day to warm their bodies after deep dives into cold water. Their feeding habits are also exceptionally odd. Ocean sunfish primarily dine on jellyfish, but they only eat the most nutritious parts, rejecting the less tasty bell. To top it off, they host over 40 different parasitic species on their skin and make weird breaching leaps over 10 feet in the air to try and shake the pests off. With their pancake-flat bodies, shrunken tails, crazy parasite-shaking jumps, and upside-down sunbathing, ocean sunfish have secured their place as one of the most bizarre fish in the sea. Number 2. Blobfish. With a perpetual frown and saggy skin, the blobfish is nature's grumpiest creature. This jelly-like fish lives in the lightless depths of the ocean, over a mile below the surface. Though the blobfish appears gelatinous and deformed, this is only an illusion. At extreme depths, the high pressure gives shape and structure to its boneless, muscleless body. But when brought to the surface, the blobfish melts into a gloppy puddle. Its unique physiology also includes a body density slightly less than water, enabling it to hover just above the seafloor without expending energy. Unlike many deep-sea creatures, the blobfish lacks swim bladders, which would collapse under immense pressure, making its gelatinous form a clever adaptation for survival. Recent studies suggest that blobfish may play a critical role in their ecosystem by consuming detritus and small organisms that would otherwise accumulate on the ocean floor. This contribution helps maintain balance in an otherwise harsh and resource-scarce environment. The blobfish wasn't discovered until 2003, when an expedition off New Zealand dragged one up in a net. Scientists were stunned by its droopy face and loose skin. This grumpy fish mopes along the seafloor, sucking in any critters unlucky enough to float into its mouth. With no teeth or fins, the blobfish can't chase down prey. It just waits around, hoping for an easy snack to bump against its lips. Though it seems more jelly than fish, the blobfish has adapted perfectly to life in the abyss. Its minimal skeleton and low density allow it to float weightlessly above the rocky bottom. And since food is scarce in lightless depths, the blobfish survives on little sustenance. It lives over a century, lazily gobbling whatever morsels drift by. The blobfish's doom, however, comes from the surface. Occasionally netted by deep-sea trawlers, these creatures explode into mucus upon surfacing. Decompression wrecks their jelly bodies, leaving them unrecognizable. What was a fish becomes an amorphous blob. The blobfish's demise reveals its irreversible adaptation to the crushing deep. Though perfectly designed for life in the darkness, the light of day melts this creature into a puddle. Number 1. Black swallower. The abyssal black swallower is one of the most peculiar marine organisms due to its enormous mouth and stretchy stomach. This spooky fish prowls the lightless depths of the ocean, hunting prey that dwarfs its slender body. Don't let its size fool you. The black swallower's appetite defies all logic. Reaching just 10 inches long, the black swallower can devour fish over 2 feet in length and 10 times its mass. Its mouth gapes open at a 160-degree angle, allowing the swallower to inhale prey as long as itself. Despite its terrifying efficiency, encounters with the black swallower are incredibly rare, and most of what scientists know about it comes from specimens accidentally caught in deep-sea trawls. Its ability to detect prey in pitch-black waters is thought to rely on highly sensitive lateral line systems, which pick up vibrations in the surrounding water. This ensures the swallower can track even the faintest movements of unsuspecting fish swimming nearby. Once it targets its prey, the swallower's quick, lunging attack leaves little chance for escape, making it a master of ambush hunting. The elasticity of its stomach allows it to consume prey much larger than its own body, a vital adaptation in the food-scarce environment of the deep ocean. Scientists are still puzzled by how the swallower regulates its digestion process to avoid internal injuries from consuming such massive meals. Rows of inward-angled teeth grip the victim in a deathlock, preventing escape. The swallower's accordion-like stomach unfurls, engulfing the unfortunate fish in a fatal bear hug. As the elastic pouch distends with its bulky cargo, the stomach lining becomes transparent, like a ghostly window displaying the swallower's latest catch. Slowly, the bloated bag begins dissolving the meal inside, layer by layer. With its rubber-like stomach expanded to the max, the black swallower resembles an ambulatory water balloon, lugging its dinner home. But sometimes, eyes bigger than its stomach lead the swallower to an early grave. The prey is too large, and gases from decomposition accumulate faster than the fish can digest. The swelling stomach floats the hapless swallower to the surface, where it perishes from overindulgence. Which of these sea creatures intrigued you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out our other videos showing up on the screen. See you next time.